Most women are never going to walk straight up to you and say, "Hey, I'm attracted to you, please, make a move." That almost never happens. Attraction doesn't usually announce itself with words. Instead, it reveals itself in much quieter ways. A glance that lasts a second too long. A shift in posture, a nervous smile. And most importantly, through touch. She touches something. And if you don't understand what that something means, chances are you completely missed the moment, while another guy noticed exactly what was happening. Now, here's the uncomfortable truth. Research published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior suggests that the overwhelming majority of emotional communication between people happens nonverbally. That means the most important conversation she's having with you probably isn't coming from her mouth at all. It's happening through her body language, her gestures, and the unconscious things her hands keep doing around you. Most men are completely blind to it. And honestly, as a woman, I can tell you this directly. Women are not nearly as mysterious as men think we are. We reveal an absurd amount of information through the way we move, where our eyes go, what we touch, and how our bodies react around someone we genuinely like. The issue isn't that women are impossible to understand. The issue is that nobody ever taught you how to read the signals. And today, that changes. What I'm about to share with you isn't recycled dating advice copied from random internet forums. This is rooted in behavioral psychology, body language research, and studies from respected institutions and experts who've spent decades analyzing human attraction. I also recognize these signs because I've personally done every single one of them without even realizing it in the moment. But before we start, there's something important you need to know. The final sign on this list, number 8, is the one most men completely misread. In fact, a lot of guys interpret it as disinterest or boredom when it's often the exact opposite. And once you understand it, you'll start looking at past interactions very differently. So, let's begin. The first thing women often touch when they're attracted to someone is their hair. And yes, I know that sounds obvious. Everyone has heard that before, but what most men don't understand is that there's a massive difference between casually fixing your hair and repeatedly playing with it because someone specific is standing in front of you. Researchers who study courtship behavior have found that repeated hair touching is one of the oldest and most reliable attraction signals in human interaction. Twisting it around the fingers, flipping it back, pulling it over one shoulder, exposing the neck. These behaviors are often driven by nervous excitement and heightened attraction activates the nervous system, and that restless energy has to go somewhere. Very often, it goes straight to the hair. The key is repetition and context. If she brushes her hair back once because it's windy, that means nothing. But if she keeps touching it while maintaining eye contact with you, there's usually more happening beneath the surface. And speaking of exposed necks, that leads directly into the second sign. When a woman lightly touches her neck or traces her fingers along her collarbone during a conversation, something extremely specific is happening psychologically. The neck is one of the most vulnerable areas of the body. Drawing attention to it is associated with comfort, trust, and openness. It's subtle, but incredibly revealing. Body language researchers have repeatedly observed that women touch their necks far more frequently around men they're attracted to than around men they feel indifferent toward. And the fascinating part is that most of the time, women don't even realize they're doing it. It's automatic. I've caught myself doing this before and only realized afterward how obvious it probably looked. That's why these signals matter. The body is often more honest than words ever are. Now, let's talk about one of the strongest visual signals of attraction, touching the lips. If she lightly bites her lower lip, presses a finger against her mouth, or slowly applies lip balm while looking at you, she's directing your attention somewhere intentionally, even if she doesn't consciously know she's doing it. Studies using eye tracking technology have shown that men naturally focus heavily on lips during attraction. Women instinctively understand this. That's part of the reason lipstick has existed for thousands of years. It emphasizes one of the most attention-grabbing features on the face. So when she keeps drawing attention to her lips while talking to you, she's amplifying a signal she already knows your brain responds to. And honestly, if she's maintaining eye contact while doing it, that's rarely random. Now here's a sign most men completely overlook. When a woman starts fidgeting with her jewelry, spinning her ring, tugging on an earring, or playing with a necklace, it often means her nervous system is activated around you. Psychologists refer to this as a displacement behavior. When someone experiences emotional stimulation, attraction, or nervous excitement, the body looks for a physical outlet. That's where the jewelry comes in. The necklace, bracelet, or ring becomes something for her hands to do while she processes the emotional tension you're creating. And if her hands keep returning to the necklace sitting near her chest, trust me, that's not accidental. Now let's move from self-touching to touching you directly, because this is where things become much clearer. If a woman reaches out and touches your arm, shoulder, or hand during conversation, she is crossing an important social boundary. Touch creates connection. It increases familiarity and emotional warmth almost instantly. Studies on interpersonal communication have consistently shown that even brief physical contact can strengthen feelings of trust and attraction. And from personal experience, I can tell you this. When a woman touches a guy and he completely ignores it, it feels awful. It's like tossing someone a ball and watching it hit their chest while they stare blankly at you. No reaction, no acknowledgement. Nothing. So if she touches you, don't panic and freeze. Smile. Respond naturally. Lean into the moment. She's trying to build connection with you. Here's another signal men miss all the time. Watch what she does with objects around her while talking to you. If she slowly traces the rim of a glass, slides her fingers along a cup, or absent-mindedly plays with the stem of a drink while smiling and maintaining eye contact, that's often a sign of emotional and physical engagement. Behavioral experts have long observed that people channel nervous or flirtatious energy into nearby objects when direct touch isn't socially appropriate yet. The object becomes a substitute for the physical closeness she actually wants. And if she's doing this while completely focused on you, there's usually a reason. Another huge sign is when a woman suddenly starts adjusting her appearance after noticing you. Straightening her clothes, fixing her sleeves, smoothing her skirt, checking her hair. These are classic grooming behaviors linked to attraction. Evolutionary psychologists often compare this to preening behavior seen throughout the animal kingdom. It's not vanity, it's presentation. She wants to look her best in your eyes specifically. And context matters again. If she was already fixing her outfit before you appeared, that means nothing. But if the behavior starts after she notices you, pay attention. Now, let's talk about the sign most men get completely wrong. When a woman rests her chin on her hand, cradles her face, or lightly touches her cheek while listening to you. Many men assume she's bored. They think she's tired or zoning out. In reality, this behavior is often called facial framing, and it's one of the softer, more intimate, non-verbal attraction signals. By framing her face with her hands, she's unconsciously drawing your attention toward her eyes, smile, and expressions. It's vulnerable. It's comfortable, and it usually happens when she feels emotionally engaged with the person in front of her. Researchers studying flirting behaviors have repeatedly found facial self-touching among the most common signals displayed during genuine attraction. So, if a woman is sitting across from you, resting her chin in her hand, smiling at you, holding eye contact, and listening closely while you speak, she's probably not bored. She's invested. And that's the bigger lesson here. Attraction rarely speaks loudly. Most of the time, it whispers through body language, nervous habits, unconscious gestures, and small moments that are easy to miss if you aren't paying attention. That doesn't mean you should assume every gesture means attraction. Context always matters. People touch their hair or face for all kinds of reasons. But when multiple signs appear together, eye contact, smiling, physical closeness, repeated self-touching light contact, focused attention, there's usually something deeper happening underneath the surface. The point isn't manipulation. The point is awareness. The next time you notice a woman playing with her hair, touching her neck, tracing her glass, adjusting her clothes, or resting her chin in her hand while looking directly at you, don't ignore it. Recognize what her body may be trying to communicate before her words ever do. Because, in many cases, she's already halfway toward you. You just have to meet her there.